I don't know how he do it. One minute he's wide awake, next minute he's fast asleep. I wish I could do that, but I never been a napper. Too much to do. That's sad, really, how we go downhill. When I think what he were like when he were younger. He'd be out all night lambing, come in, have a cup of tea, he'd be out all day and all night again. Strong as an ox he were. People careful round him, they did what get on his wrong side. I liked the look of him first time I set eyes on him. I say to my friend, I think I'm going to have that one. She said, Dulcie, you are a shocker. Have him I did. He walked me home down the back lane by Kimberley. Kept trying to help me over the stiles. I say to him, it's probably best if I do that myself. He say, all right, have it your way. He'll wake up in a minute. I'll say you were off again. He'll say, what are you on about? I was just resting my eyes. It's not like he don't sleep at night. Well, he tell me he do, but I know fully well he do, because he snore louder than that old pig out in the yard. Well, he give that a good run for its money. When he starts snoring, well, the whole house shake. I give him a poke, and he go, what? I say, you're snoring loud enough to wake the dead. He go, oh dear, oh dear. Then he's off again. Wake up, Father!
What's the matter?
Mary'd be here in a minute. She don't want to see you snoring and dribbling away.
I weren't asleep. I was just resting my eyes. I got enough to do without entertaining visitors. What does she want to be coming here for?
I don't know. But she'll be sorely disappointed if she's expecting any entertainment from you.
Well, how long is it since we see her?
Let me see now. She wanted Reenie's wedding. That was how long ago now?
Oh, fair old while. Was it at Cecil's funeral?
No, my sister May was still alive then.
Was she really?
Yeah.
There's too much going on to keep up with.
Well, you must remember Cecil's funeral. 'Cause that's when Ethel found out that double grave she booked for him and her that already had an occupant.
That was a right old mix-up. I don't see how that could happen.
Well, neither did Ethel. You know, it's a bit of a shock to find you putting your husband on top of a dead woman and she in your place.
Not as much of a shock as if she put him on top of a live one. I don't reckon they ever got to the bottom of that.
Silly old bugger. Now, for when she come, I made a nice lamb stew. And I don't want you to be going on chewing and chewing like an old cow chewing the cone.
The doctor, he say I got to masticate. He said not masticating is what give me the bad stomach. So I'm going to chew like I always do. I ain't ruining my digestion just to keep you happy.
I don't want you to be going on chewing and chewing. That poor girl, she'd be sitting there, her food all gone, and you'll be going on with your bloody chewing.
Well, you hush your food down like an old sow. You're going to make yourself ill. You'll be all right if you ever need a heart transplant. They could just give you an old pig's heart. The old sow out in the yard will be perfect for you.
Well, at least close your mouth. Come along, my little booties. Let's be giving you a good wipe. Mother used to get him out every Sunday afternoon, but I can't be doing with that. Not just for Walter and me. She wouldn't let me touch him till I was 12. You're all fingers and thumbs, girl. I don't want you dropping them. I like looking at the pictures on the side of the cup. There's a windmill, and a river, and a red sunset. That's a little world all of its own. That's funny thinking about it now, but I used to see myself sitting by that river. What are you staring at, girl? I was looking at the trees on the side of the cup. Sometimes I worry about you, girl. I really do. There's enough for us to be getting on with here. Never mind looking at that old river. Well, I never did. Fancy me leaving us £50. I didn't think she had much. I thought all she had be going to you.
Gran saw me right.
Well, that's all right then. Would you like some more tea?
Oh, no, thank you. Those scones are lovely. You always did do a lot of baking, didn't you? And you still got the same table as when I used to visit. It's got all those marks on it. I used to think they looked like faces. I used to love your breakfast coming here. I remember getting up really early with Uncle Walter and taking the milk churns down the lane. And then, when we'd done that, we'd pick mushrooms from the meadow by the pond. You'd send us out collecting eggs, and then when we came back, you'd be frying potatoes for us.
Well, you never knew where those bloody hens would lay. But you always found them. In those days, I had the old dairy going, and you used to like it in there.
Yes, I remember. I remember helping you pat the butter with those wooden things, and there was that white muslin hanging from the ceiling with that white stuff dripping into pans.
Yeah, well, that was for the cheese making. Well, it was quite nice when you came, but you didn't half get homesick.
Yes, I did. First time I came, I remember waving goodbye to Gran and thinking I was going to drop off the face of the world. But I loved coming to stay here. You were so kind to me. I was a bit shy of you. But, well, if I was frightened in the night, I would tiptoe into your bedroom and whisper to Uncle Walter, and he'd come and sit by my bed until I went back to sleep. He used to tell me tales about Trig, your dog.
I never knew that, did he? Oh. Well, I certainly didn't hear you. I didn't think Walter one for making up tales.
Yeah, he told me that I didn't need to feel afraid because he'd told Trig that I was coming and Trig would always look after me. And he told me about a time that he rescued a little girl from a pond. I think he understood that I was fearful.
Well, look at you now. You've been at college and all, doing all that learning. Well, that's a right carry-on. I don't know how you do that.
I used to have a funny dream when I slept here. I'd be on Blytheborough Marshes down by the church and I'd be running around in that sinking mud and I'd get my boots stuck and I'd think, oh, that is the end of me. But, well, I'd manage to get my foot out of the boot and then the boot would get sucked under.
Well, that can happen. Never mind an old dream. That sucking mud will pull you right under, same as that sinking sand. Now, do you remember that old boy who used to come here and help at harvest?
Nobs.
Ah, Nobbs, that's right, you have got a good memory. Well, Nobbs, he had a cousin, and he went up the north coast looking for cockles. And he got stuck in that sinking sand, and he was a-calling and a-calling, "Get me out!" But they thought he was a-jesting with them. By the time they got to him, he was right up to his neck. That's too late then. He went right under. Nobbs say, "Ooh, that must have been the most horrible sight." I used to have a funny old dream when I was younger. There's this old man and he was pressing down on me. I couldn't breathe.
What happened?
Well, I woke up. They say I got bad nerves, but that's a load of old squit, that is. Well, I better be getting on, lest I wouldn't have no food ready for the men, but that'll never do. No, I'll do that.
My gran had bad nerves.
Oh, she did. She was always worried about something. If I want this, that'd be the other. But your gran did well by you, didn't she? I mean, look at you. College and all. Yeah, my sister did a good job. You must miss her, I know I do.
Yeah, I do.
So what you got to do now, then?
I'm getting married.
Oh! Well, that's a bit sudden. Have you told your mother?
Yes, yeah, I told Mother.
Well, what's she say? I mean, is she pleased? Oh, well, when is it then? I better get a hat.
It's going to be in France.
Oh, well, never mind. We don't venture far from home. Walter don't even like going to sea. That's only 20 miles away. You can send us some snaps and a nice bit of cake.
You don't seem like you're very pleased for me.
Well, of course I am, if that's what you want. Well, I suppose I'm sitting here wondering why a young woman with the whole world open to her would be rushing off to getting married and settle down, like what you are, without giving nothing else a chance.
That is easy for you to say. You never had the choice.
What exactly?
Well, when you do, it's not that simple.
Well, it's from where I'm sitting. So what's he like then, this bloke? What's so special about him making you rush off into this? Oh, are you in the family way?
No,
Has he got a lot of money?
no,
Oh. Well, I hope he's kind.
he is.
Oh, that's something.
But you didn't have to stay here. You could have left.
Could I? What, pick up sticks and go herring off? Anyway, I'm quite domesticated and tamed. I learned how to enjoy it. Every morning I get up, I know exactly what I'm going to do. Every day I cook the same food and I do the same chores. Monday, that's the washing and making shepherd's pie from Sunday's leftovers. And so it go on. And that's quite reassuring. But sometimes, if a terrible pang come over me, I do go herring off across the fields and I keep on going and going. And in a winter twilight, when the light is fading, I go up the top hill and I take my blankets and I lay down there and I look at them stars for hours. Sky so clear and full of them. But in autumn I wander the lanes because I feel the sadness of that season. But in spring, I used to be up before the sun. I take the dogs, we walk the 10 miles to Wyndham and back. Well, he understand. He call it my moon madness. But it ain't the moon, and he know that. And that's where I'm lucky, 'cause he never tried to stop me. That's where he's lucky, 'cause I ain't had to kill him.
You wouldn't really kill him.
That's all you know.
Poor old Walter.
Oh, do you always take the man's side?
Hello, Uncle Walter.
Hello, girl. Nice of you to come see us.
She's come to tell us 2 very nice surprises. You tell him, Mary.
Gran left you some money.
£50.
Goodness! Well, that's a lovely surprise. This is a red letter day. What's the other one?
Well, I'm getting married.
Oh, congratulations. That's a bit quick. You just finished college and all.
You as well?
All right. Well, I thought that was the point of going to college, that you didn't have to go and get yourself married. Oh. Are you in the pudding club?
No, I am not. You two are so suspicious. Can't someone just want to get married? I thought you'd be pleased for me. Pleased that I'm getting married.
Well, as long as that's what you want, Cal. 'Course I'm pleased for you. I tell you what, I got a nice old bit of parsnip wine. I'll go get that, and we can have a toast, and you can tell us all about your young man.
Get the elderflower, not the old parsnip, because that elderflower's got a bit of sparkle in
Oh,
it.
right you are. Oh dear.
What's the matter?
That's all right. He's just having a bit of a turn, he do now and then.
Has he seen the doctor?
I don't want to see no doctor.
You should really go and see the doctor.
No, Mary, don't go upsetting him. He don't want to see the doctor. We can sort him out. We prefer to do it our way.
I don't want to see no doctor.
That's all right, darling. I ain't going for no doctor. You just sit there, I'll make a nice cup of tea.
Why don't you want to go and see the doctor?
Mary, stop going on. That ain't seeing the doctor he's worried about. That's what happened after he seen the doctor.
I seen what they done to poor old Cecil. He was right as ninepence. He see that doctor. Next thing he's in a bloody hum.
No, don't
I ain't going in a hum.
Don't start that snivelling. You ain't going in any home. But I can't stand it when you start that bloody snivelling.
Well, he should still go and see the doctor.
Oh, he'll be all right. He just need a bit of dinner. Now, I got a nice lamb stew.
I'm a vegetarian.
Oh. Oh, so you don't like lamb then? Oh, I don't know what I got. Don't you eat any meat then?
No, but thank you. I better go anyway. I need to see the solicitor this afternoon and, well, the other thing is I'm clearing Gran's house out, so do you want to come and see if you want any bits and pieces?
Well, that's a bit far for us to come. Anyway, we got enough bits and pieces. Thing we need to do is get rid of stuff, not get no more.
Well, I'll keep an eye on it and see if there's anything you might like, so I'll be back in a couple of weeks. There's some stuff to sign. And
Is there? We don't like signing stuff.
nothing serious. Bye for now. I'll see you in a fortnight, all right?
Well, we ain't going nowhere. Are you feeling better?
Yes, thank you. Don't you go signing nothing.
I won't, don't you worry. Now, you go wash your hands and we'll have this dinner.
What's that all about? She couldn't wait to get out of here.
I don't know, we must upset her. Mind you, that old lamb, that is reeking a bit now.
That's a right lovely smell. I'm starving. No, listen to my news. That's a right coincidence. I didn't like to say...
Are you going to wash your hands?
Yes, I am,
Well,
but...
go you on, I won't get this dinner.
Hold your horses till you hear what I was going to say.
What?
You wouldn't believe what I just got. I got a parcel. And when I opened it up, it had a bit of wedding cake in it. It were crumbly, but the icing was as hard as nails. There was a little silver horseshoe and a silver ball or two. Oh, they're like ball bearings, they are. They can snap your teeth right off. I give them to the dog. He's gone a bit quiet since. Now, you'll never guess who's gone and got married. Sydney. Sydney's got married. How long's it been since Constance died?
6 months?
Well, he's only gone and got married, and he didn't say a word.
Well, that's a funny old situation. Why wouldn't he tell his own brother?
I think you can guess.
Well, she ain't in the family way at her age, that's for sure.
Well, don't you remember what they used to say?
I remember seeing him out in Norwich in Gerald's with this old girl. He introduced me to her. He say, "You remember Peggy?" I say, "No, I don't." He say, "Yes, you do. Peggy and me, we used to do the ballroom dancing." Well, she didn't know where to look. She just stood there staring at the floor. I didn't say nothing, Walter. But the thing is, I don't remember Sydney ever going ballroom dancing.
That's 'cause he didn't.
Oof, well, that's a rum old way to carry on. What'd it say?
What?
The letter.
Nothing.
Give it here, I'll read it for you. It just say, "Pleased to announce their marriage in Norwich." Doesn't say nothing about ballroom dancing.
That's a mean old trick to play on Constance, though she ain't gonna mind now. Not where she is. Look, I gotta get on. I gotta get that bottom field turned over. Hurry up, gal, with the stew.
I'm going to save that now till tomorrow, 'cause that'll feed Nob's boy as well as us. I'll make us a nice sausage patty.
Oh, blast, I was looking forward to stew. Can you make some gravy?
All right. Then we'll have a cup of tea and a bit of his old cake. He's always been a silly old fool, that Sydney. I don't suppose we'll get to the bottom of that either.
Has it upset you, her coming here?
Well, can't help but think about it, can you?
No. Oh, that rile me to think about her mother just going off like that and all.
All right, Walter. I know what you're saying.
So why don't you let me say it?
'Cause my heart's too old to keep on breaking. She ain't here, and she ain't gonna be. Oh, let me go.
There was a time she'd let me comfort her. There was a time she lay in my arms in that big old feather bed and we'd sink right down in it and she'd say to me, Walter, that's like being on an old ship on the sea, an old love ship. That's our own love ship. Oh, her hair was right soft on my arm and her skin like some sort of silk. I used to stay awake some nights just watching her, and she slept on, making that funny little noise, like she were whistling in her nose. 'Cause she'd have none of it. What do you mean I make a funny old noise? I'll make you make a funny old noise. She did bawl when her mother died. She lay in my arms and she'd cry away. But after the accident, oh, she were like an old stick. Like she might snap if she took any comfort. And I never again saw that look in her eyes. Oh, I don't know what's happened to us. I'm useless as an old... Oh, I don't know what. My bloody hand's shaking like that, I can't stop it. Dulcie keep us gone, but I can't see us going on much longer like this. She wouldn't have any help. No help at all. I never knew such a bloody minded woman. And peculiar with it. She say the weirdest things. I were telling her how I hadn't had much sleep the other night. And she give me a queer old look and she say, oh, old people don't sleep that much because they're afraid of their memories.
We got a visitor coming tomorrow. Mary, my sister May's granddaughter. Well, she's a funny little stick. Been at university and all, now all she wants to do is get wed and settle down. I suppose since my sister's gone, she feels she got no family. Well, she got a mother, but she's bloody useless. Since my sister died, she's been a few times. Once to tell us there's a bit of money left us and then see if we want any ornaments. Ornaments? I hate bloody ornaments. They just collect the dust. But I kept that little snow globe you got me one Christmas. Your father, he took you into Norwich to do your shopping. And as soon as you saw it, well, you had to have her. I remember saying to you, that's a little world of its own in there. Oh, I wouldn't half like to go for a walk in there. And you said to me, can I come with you? I said, of course you can. I won't be going without you, would I? And I'll learn you to skate. And we did go skating that winter, didn't we? When the pond froze over. God, that was a lovely outing. Walter, he'd carry the old kitchen chair for you, or push in front of you. And the three of us, we went round and round, and the moon, that was as bright and round as you could ever want. Well, we had a right job getting you home. You stayed out all night if you could. Little slip of a thing, and your lips nearly blew with cold. The only way we could get you home was to say you could be the Queen of Sheba and sit in that chair and we carry you home between us. Well, you agreed to that. What did he say? She's her mother's daughter, all right. The old year's on the turn. That'll be Christmas before we know it. I bloody hate Christmas now.
Hello, Uncle Walter.
What are you doing here? I don't want no nurse.
Walter, it's me, Mary. I'm not a nurse.
You wait till Dulcie come back. She'll give you a right old earful. She don't want no nurse poking her nose in. I'm not going nowhere.
Walter, it's me, Mary. Where is Dulcie?
What do you want to know for? Don't think you can be carting me off before she get back. She'll be here in a minute. I say to her, I hope you're not going on that motorbike. And she look at me all innocent and she say, no, 'cause I'm not. You told me not to.
Has Dulcie gone off on a motorbike? Walter, look at me. I'm May's granddaughter, Mary. I'm not a nurse. Where is Dulcie?
Dulcie? Oh, Dulcie. She's up on the old hill. She's keeping a lookout.
What for?
Oh, I don't know.
Shall I make you a cup of tea?
Oh, that'll be nice. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Are you contrary, Mary?
Not so you'd notice.
Oh, Dulcie wouldn't like you making tea in those cups. They belong to her mother. She doesn't like anyone else using them. Use the other ones. That's nice to see you again, gal. Still going to get yourself married?
No, Walter, I'm not.
Oh, what happened there then?
Do you mind if I don't talk about it?
Well, you didn't talk about it before when you were going to get married. So I don't see why I'd mind now.
Walter said you'd be up here.
Mary, what are you doing here? You're meant to be coming tomorrow.
Well, I've got to go to Norwich tomorrow, so I thought I'd kill two birds with one stone.
I ain't got no bed, eh?
It's all right, I'm not staying the night. I just wanted to have a chat and show you some stuff. I've got a hotel booked.
Hotel? That's a right waste on money when you could have let me know and stayed here.
Well, it's booked now. I didn't want to put you out. Who were you talking to?
Never you mind. I often have a chat with myself. My father used to say talking to himself was the only way he'd get a decent conversation.
I just saw Walter. He was muttering away to himself too.
Well, that's how it go, girl, after near on 50 years together. You'll find out. You have separate conversations most of the time.
No, I won't. I'm not going to get married.
Oof, I can't keep up with you. All this chopping and a changing. Is that what you really want?
Yeah, yes. My choice.
All right, well, if that's what you really want, there's no more to be said.
Well, actually, there is. A lot more to say, but I don't think you really like talking about things like that.
Like what? Oh, I don't know why you say that. Oh, well, perhaps I don't. There's a good old Norfolk saying, don't look too deep. Talking don't alter anything, so who do it help? You can't make things right by talking about them.
It might not change things, but it can help.
I don't know. You see, that's like an old pond. You get a stick, you stir it up, and all that mud at the bottom, that make everything all cloudy. Well, if you leave it alone, that's nice and clear.
But you can get stuck in mud.
True.
A problem shared is a problem halved. Isn't that what they say? I mean, you and Walter talk a lot, don't you?
Oh, yes. We have our children. We like chewing the old cud. We like our stories and our mysteries. Well, we ain't got much else to do.
Or maybe you all just avoid...
Oh, avoid what? Don't you get on your high horse with me, Mary. That's just a load old squid. That's like you look at Walter and me and you just see two old wrecks.
No,
Yes, you do. Well, you look deep if you're so keen. Inside these old shells, these old bodies, well, there's whole worlds you can't know about. We had our moments of glory.
That's a lovely thing to say.
Is it? Well, he's still a stupid old fool, my Walter. We better not leave him too long.
It's lovely here. Feels like a special place.
Well, it is. I come here, I see all the changes in the year. I see primroses in the banks down there, bluebells in the spinney, cow parsley and hawthorn down the lane in May. Well, I don't come so much in summer, what with harvest and all. Oh, but it's lovely here in autumn. And the blackberries. Oh, Wally, he loves his blackberry and apple pie. And the autumn light is so gentle. That's why I chose it.
Chose it? I thought you just liked to be on the top of a sort of a hill.
Oh.
What did you choose it for?
We better be getting back. Oh, Walter, poor old thing, well, you must have noticed. He'd go off in a world of his own. I mean, he know a lot of people there. More than he know in the real one. He knows so many people there we could put on a play at the Theatre Royal.
I noticed he is getting confused and sentimental. He thought I was a nurse and that you'd gone off on a motorbike.
Motorbike? He's always snivelling. A girl on a motorbike?
Perhaps he had a sweetheart before you. Would you mind?
No, why would I?
I would.
Ah, is that why you're not getting married now?
I thought I found someone I could trust. He took me under his wing. He was a lot older than me, but that didn't seem to matter. We had so much in common, and he wanted to marry me. Then I found out he'd already been married. 2 children nearly the same age as me. He hadn't told me that.
I don't know what to say. But it's better you found out sooner rather than later. Had he divorced his wife?
No.
Oh, well, he was a wrong and all right. I had a feeling something like that had happened. You were wanted to get and settle down too soon. That make you what I call a bit too needy. That make you a bit of a sitting duck.
You do see deep, don't you?
I see plenty, but I don't always tell it. I'm a bit of an old witch, really. You be getting back, see how Walter is. I'll be along shortly.
Yeah, I better get back. Make sure he hasn't gone off with his sweetheart.
What are you on about?
His sweetheart. The girl on the motorbike he was talking about.
That old blabbermouth. Going on about motorbikes. Horrible things. I told him straight, don't let that girl get a motorbike. But he wouldn't have it. I always had to give you your own way. The pair of you going on and on at me and you saying, that's all right, Mother, I know what I'm doing. I say to you, well, if you get one, I'll put a puncture in it and you won't better use it. That's what I should have done. But you'd have found a way. Once you set your mind onto something, there was no stopping you. It's a nice one. Was that your first day at big school?
Yes. Gran was up half the night polishing my shoes and getting my uniform ready.
Well, she'd have wanted you to make a good impression. We didn't have much schooling, so it was all a bit of a mystery to us. I can read. I learned easy by myself. Well, he can read a little bit, but he can count like nobody's business. What's that thing poking out of your box?
That is a model of the Eiffel Tower.
Ooh!
The first thing my mother ever got me after she went away to France.
Oh. Well, there wasn't a lot you could do with that, was there? It's a strange old thing to send you.
Why did my mother run off?
Well, you should ask her that.
I don't want to.
Well, to tell you the truth, we didn't know much about it. All I knew was Walter come running in here one day. He say to me, she's gone, she's bolted. Well, I thought he meant the old mare. 'Cause whenever she had a fool, she'd get fed up with it and she'd go off as fast as she could. So I say to him, wait, you better get down the bottom field and head her off before she see that gap in the long fence. Well, he looked at me like I were mad. He say, she ain't in the bottom field. They say she's gone to Paris. Well, I thought he'd gone off his head. I say to him, don't you come in here with your silly tales. I'd like to see her swim the channel. That'd be the first old horse to do that. He say, I'm not talking about the bloody horse. I'm talking about Joan. That's her that's bolted. Oh, Nobby just told me. Silly old fool, he say. She got a nice day for it. So that's when I knew your mother had gone off and left you with my sister. So she was a bit like the old mare, I suppose.
You mean she was fed up with me?
No, darling, I didn't mean that. But there was something in her I couldn't stand being still. She was always fidgeting and on the go. When she come to the farm, she was always rushing about, doing something or other. She never sat still like the other children helped me bake. She'd be off chasing chickens, rushing the dogs about. She just couldn't be still. Well, you must know what she's like. You must have spent a lot of time with her, even if you didn't live with her.
Gran didn't like me seeing her much. She said it unsettled me, but I had to see her sometimes because she was, after all, my mother. So she'd pick me up sometimes and take me off for a few days.
Take you off? Well, where'd she take you off to?
London, generally. I hated it. I used to ask to come and stay here instead.
Well, what about your father? Didn't you see nothing of him?
No. My mother won't talk about him, not even now. When I told her I was getting married, I said, it's time I knew my father. He should know I'm getting married. And do you know what she did? She lit one of those horrible French cigarettes she smokes, hissed at me over my dead body. Do you know anything about him?
No, darling, I don't. I'd tell you if I did. I did ask my sister once, but she say that's best we don't talk about that.
I still don't see how she can run off and leave me like that.
Well, none of us did at the time, and your grand, she was devastated.
Well, I don't think she was a proper mother.
Oh. And what would a proper mother look like?
What do you mean? Do you think what she did was all right?
No, darling, I don't. But you've got to understand, we're all cut from the same cloth. Why do you expect all women to be what you call a good mother? Well, we don't see it in nature, like I told you about the old mare. Some of us have a right job keeping the wild side in check.
What? We're not animals.
Don't you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Not really.
Huh? I thought you young'uns were a bit brighter. Well, I'm going to shock you now, but maybe you need shocking. When I sit here day after day watching that old fool chewing on his food and telling me all his boring stories, that's all I can do not to pick up my knife and chuck it at his head. And if I was born in your time, I wouldn't be sitting here mooning about my mother. I'd be off, like the old mare.
Dulcie? Dulcie? Where are you? I don't like being left here on my own. You said you'd be back before nightfall. Oh, it's not right leaving me here. I know you have a need to go off wandering sometimes. You're always like that. Even when we were just courting, there'd be times you'd go off and didn't want me going with you. I thought maybe you were off seeing some other bloke. But all you did was sit looking at stars or running like a mad thing down the lanes. Oh, you've got some strange blood in your veins. Oh, I do understand you, Dulcie. I know there's nothing to do with how much you love me. It's just your nature. But nowadays, I don't seem to cope with it. That's too upsetting to me. To tell you the truth, they scare me. I mean, what would I do if you didn't come back?
Well, you ain't eating much.
I don't think my organs are working as well as they used to.
Your organs haven't been working well for many a year.
I just don't seem to enjoy my food as much as I used to. That's because you're always hurrying me to finish too quick.
I can't be sitting about here all day waiting for you. I gotta get on.
Why? What have you got to do? Seems to me you sit around plenty.
That's 'cause my legs. Who do all the cooking? Who do all the washing up? Who do all the cleaning?
What cleaning? That's a long time since this place has been clean. Oh, we're a right old pair. No doubt about it. Ready for the knacker's yard, I'd say. That's a horrible thing when you can't do things anymore. Hey, that's a good job Nob's boy wants to run the place, lest we'd be in a right pickle.
Well, you get paid well enough for it.
Yeah, but he's a good old boy. Where would we be if he didn't drop off our rations every day? We couldn't get out to buy stuff. He'd try hard to help us.
Well, you've got to start again.
What do you mean?
Well, I know you want to leave it all to him.
Well, who else you going to leave it to?
I'm leaving it to no one, because I ain't going nowhere.
Oh, bloody hell, woman, you're a stubborn old bugger. What do you think you are, immortal?
No, but that isn't my time yet. And I tell you something, if you go for me, I don't want him and his wife coming in here and taking over. They'll have me in a bed in the corner, and as soon as they can, they'll have me out of here in a home.
No, they wouldn't do that. And what if you die afore me?
Then you can do what you want.
Ugh, you always got an answer, you have.
She's early.
Happy Christmas! And
Oh,
here you go, Uncle Walter.
thank you. Oh, that doesn't work. That's our television table. Fridge is in the scullery, but we unplugged it to save on electricity.
Well, where do you keep your food?
Oh, well, we manage day by day.
But this is Christmas.
Well, that's no different to any other day to us. We don't fuss about it.
Well, I do. I've got loads of stuff in the car.
Oh, I'd like some tangerines and chocolate.
Yeah, I've got those.
Hey, and a bottle of sherry.
Got that too. And I got you a turkey.
Oh, that's all right. We got some nice turkey slices.
Oh, they're horrible. Much better to have a nice bird. Nob's boy will drop off vegetables in the morning.
What'd she keep coming here for? I don't like it. She keep going on and on about family. Maybe she think we got money to leave her.
Well, woman, we are her family. Who else she got?
She's got a mother.
Huh, she doesn't amount to much. Look, doesn't look a gift horse in the mouth. We'll have a nice Christmas dinner. And look, there's presents.
Well, she ain't getting nothing from us. I don't like her. She'll see how we're fixed, how we can't go upstairs anymore, and she'll start interfering. She'll get them old social services around, nosy old buggers. Then we're had her.
Oh, what the hell are you doing? What's got into you?
You won't wake up, you do. You sit there like an old dying cow. Just waiting. Just waiting. Well, if I go for you, they'll be in here like a bunch of crows, and they'll have you off out here, and before you can say anything, they'll have you out here in a home. Then what'll you do?
Well, at least I wouldn't get poked about with a stick.
Well, I wouldn't be so sure of that. I gotta go outside. I need some fresh air.
Don't go out. That's freezing. You'll slip over if you're not careful.
I ain't going skating. I just need some fresh air.
Oh, look, don't go out. Oh, you stupid old fool. What's happened to you? Oh, this bloody crying. I can't stand this sitting about, she say. Oh, well, that's all I can do now is sitting about. Sitting about and waiting for her. Waiting for her to come back from wherever she's gone off to. Her moon madness. That's what I used to call it. Oh, that wild side of her. That come from a long way back. My old father, he say, you want to watch out with that one. She'll lead you a merry dance. There's something in her that'll always keep you worried. But life will be interesting. he were right. And I learned to let her be. And she did always come back. And when she did, she'd take me in her arms and she'd say, "You're a good old boy, Walter, and I love you." Those were the best times, the loveliest times. She don't know how much I love her. If I try to tell her, she say, "That's enough of that old squid." But I don't care where I go if she go first. She shouldn't be out there. That's freezer.
He'll be in there snivelling away. He think I don't know how much he cry, but I do. I wish I could cry like that, I never could. I remember when Mother died, Father say to me, "I hate crying." I say to him, "Do you want me to cry for you?" He say, "You're a rum little thing." I did cry then. I cried for him all right. But I ain't going all squelchy like Walter. That's just giving up, that is. I ain't going out like some wet old sponge, just waiting. That made me so mad to see Walter like that. I want to get hold of him sometimes and just shake him and shake him like an old rag doll.
Well, you've been busy.
Oh, yes. I got to the shops just in time. Loads of things reduced. Now, I've got you a turkey, but it is a really big one. They only had 2 left, but it is always nice cold, eh? Where's Dulcie?
Oh, she's just gone outside for some air.
She'll freeze out there.
Tangerines. I say to her, "I hope you're not going on that motorbike." And she look at me all innocent, and she say, "No, 'cause I'm not. You told me not to." But out she went, and she never come back.
Who never came back?
She didn't.
Was this someone you knew before Dulcie?
Don't be stupid. How could it have been before Dulcie? She couldn't have been born before Dulcie. Talk sense.
Oh, I'm sorry, Walter. I didn't know.
Dulcie never talk about it.
When I was clearing Gran's house out, I saw a photo of Dulcie with a little baby. I thought it was my mother.
Once your Gran say to Dulcie, "It ain't fair on Walter, you know. Maybe he need to talk about it." Dulcie, look at her. The look on her face. She took a step towards her, and she say in a horrible, quiet voice, "What do you know, woman? Have you given birth to a child? Care for her? Watch her grow? Then have to bury her? When you have, you can tell me what Walter need."
How old was she when she died?
18th birthday.
Oh, Walter, I'm so sorry.
2 of them would go off wandering together for hours. The old hill Dulcie liked to sit on, they often go up there together and lay down under a big old blanket and look at the stars. I take a flask to them, light a fire. We roast tatties in the embers. They slept up there sometimes in the summer. That's why Dulcie spends so much time up there now.
That must be lovely. I can't imagine doing things like that with my mother. As far as I'm concerned, she abandoned me. And to tell you the truth, Walter, I feel lonely most of the time, and I think that comes from having a mother like her. And if I'm honest, I hate her for what she did, and I hated going to see her. I used to ask to come and stay here instead. When I was frightened in the night, you would tell me stories. Do you remember?
Did I? I can't really recall that.
Yep. And you and me would get up early in the morning and we'd take the milk churn down the lane. And then we'd go and pick mushrooms from the meadow by the pond.
Bluster. I can't remember much these days. But I do know what it's like to feel afeard. I get frightened something will happen to Dulcie. And I'll be sitting and sitting here, waiting for her, and she don't come back. So I'm glad to hear that I helped you, gal.
Oh, I hated going to see Mother. She'd pick me up on the train and take me off to London to stay with her friends who had children, so Mother thought that would be nice for me. It doesn't work like that. There were two of them, two girls, and they did not like sharing their room with me. They'd say, "Where's your dad? Why doesn't he come with you?" Mother assumed that all children must get on. And when they said nasty things, she'd say, "You need to try harder. You always look so miserable. People like to see a smiling face." Dulcie said we can't expect all women to be the same. She seemed to be sympathetic to my mother.
She wouldn't. When she heard what had happened, she was furious.
Did you ever see my mother after she went off?
No, we didn't. But we knew they were coming back. She was coming back now and then, because your gran would say, "Why don't you come over for tea? John would like to see you." Oh, but Dulcie would never go. And I don't think your mother would like to have seen Dulcie, because she'd have torn her off a right strip. You know what Dulcie's like. She wouldn't have just sat there drinking tea, all nice and polite. If she has something on her mind, then we'll all know about it.
I wish she had gone and told her off. Gran would never stand up to her. You would not think she was Dulcie's sister. Dulcie would never let her daughter behave like that.
You want to be very careful what you say.
I'm sorry, Walter, sorry. Are you all right? You look pale.
Oh, well, you know how it is with me. I have turns.
Well, look, I better get on and unpack this food and we'll find something nice for you to eat. That'll settle you down. I think it would be nice if we had some decorations up.
There's a few old geese being plucked up there tonight. That's what I used to say to you when it snowed. I wash you and I lay you out. I ain't got to let no one else do that. You'd want it to be your mother. I cut off all your hair and I kept it. I still got it. It's got to be buried with me. Inside my belly you grew and you were safe there. That's where I keep you. You're inside of me And you're safe there. Well, Mary, we ain't seen the hide of Harrier for many a year. Then you turn up out of the blue, and now you're here for Christmas. What's going on?
It's because of something that you once said to me.
What was that?
Do you always take the man's side?
Oh, is that all you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, that's another one we won't get to the bottom of, Walter.
Something strange happened to me at Gran's funeral. I was sat in the church and my rib cage opened up like cage bars and all these birds flew out. Bluebirds, blackbirds, redbirds. It was like a dream, but I wasn't asleep.
Well, that sounds like be a nice old dream.
There'd be a couple of tits too.
Oh, shut up, Walter, you silly old bugger. You have had enough of that sherry by the sound of it. Well, you ain't left much. I was enjoying that.
Don't you worry. I've got a couple more bottles and some brandy.
Oh, you're beginning to grow on me, gal.
I think we should probably have something to eat. Now, I've got a nice ham for later, but how about mince pie?
Oh.
Your kitchen is all in a muddle. I don't see how you manage.
Oh, that's a lovely mince pies they are. Don't remember when we had such a nice Christmas?
No, don't you start snivelling. We're always busy all year round looking after this place. Don't matter to the animals, does it, if it's Christmas? Don't you start on that other tale or you'll get a clout.
See how she aboos me? Christmas is for children.
Mind now, Walter, lest you get a clout. When Walter and I were children, people didn't have much. But an orange in your stocking, oh, that was a real treat. I never tasted nothing like it. Bottle fruit all winter long, then the juice of that orange. Oh, that was so fresh. Bat and a ball and an orange in your stocking. But once, well, my father, he made me a hobby horse. Now, you don't know what that is, do you? Well, it's just an old broomstick, and father, he carved a horse's head and he stuck it on it, and mother, she'd tie a few ribbons round it. And that was my hobby horse. And you stick it between your legs and you ride it round. Ha ha! This is how I rode my hobby horse. I rode my horse, you know, I rode around.
Oh, Dulcie is my darling, my darling, my darling. Dulcie is my darling. I don't
Ride my horse,
Dulcie.
ride my horse.
She's my gal.
Ride my horse.
What's happened?
Oh, he's had a stroke. Look, he's all on one side and he's not conscious.
Well, we need to get an ambulance. Where's your phone?
Well, he ain't got one. You'll have to go up middle lane of the phone box.
Is it on the right, on the green?
Yes. Oh. Oh, you poor old darling. Well, I can't be leaving you like this. I can't be leaving you for them to come and take you and stick you in the corner, dribbling and snivelling, and someone waiting your ass for you and Someone sticking food in your mouth? I can't be leaving you like that. I can't have you put in the corner, dribbling and snivelling, and someone wiping your ass for you. We wouldn't leave an animal like that, would we, darling? We wouldn't leave an animal like that, would we? Ah! Oh, there you are, darling. There you are. I never would have left you like that. There you are, darling. There you are. They'll never understand, Walter. As time we die out, 'cause we outlived our times, our ways. I'm sorry I can't stay to lay out. Snow's nice and deep now, and I'm going to take her up on Freeman's Hill. I promised her next time that snowed, I'd take her sledging. Our sledge are still out in the barn, so that's what I'm going to do. Oh, don't you worry about the dark. There's enough moonshine for me to find my way. That'll make a lovely round off to our Christmas Eve, because Christmas Eve is always the best bit, wasn't it? She used to get so excited hanging up that old stocking. Christmas Day, I always had some disappointments. Yeah, it's best to have the evening. Right-ho, darling. Mary be back in a minute with all that paraphernalia and ambulances and doctors and God knows what. And they'll have you off out here. I dare say they might want a few words with me and all. I tell you this now, if I hadn't taken care of you, they'd have had you off. You wouldn't have been coming back. So I'm going off to find that sledge. Oh, she is so excited about that old snow. And I want you to picture her and me coming down that hill, right to the pond of the bum, because that'll be frozen over. I want you to imagine the fun we go have. We come hearing down that hill on that snow in the moonlight, and that'll be the most wonderful end to our day. And you? Well, you don't need to be worried, got no snivelling no more. 'Cause I looked after you. on because she believed in that piece, and she's really supported us and looked after us, and she deserves a massive thank you. And Feast, just a wonderful company and needs support. So thank you, darling.